Hello and welcome to a unique review. We were gifted the Mortuary assistant by the amazing Trilabs in our community, and we had to do a port review. We did because we didn't play the PC version of the game. I have seen a lot of other streamers play it. I've even seen a lot of YouTubers play it from start to finish. So I kind of already knew about the game. I knew how the story played out and what to expect of the game. So this is more of a, is it worth purchasing on console, and is it a good port more than anything else? So we're not going to follow our usual routine that we follow when we break this game down. We're just looking at whether or not this was indeed a good port from PC to console. Because with PC you use keyboard and mouse, and with consoles you end up using the controllers. So there's a massive difference between the two pieces of equipment. And being a massive console player myself, it was interesting to get into another PC game. And I was actually looking forward to it. I did try to put a code request in and got denied. So I'm just eternally grateful, and can happily say that this little video is definitely sponsored by Trilabs. So thank you so much, dude. Now, the Mortuary Assistant deals with a lot of touchy subjects itself, so be very, very, very warned before ever going into playing this game. So please look it up before you ever do. The control scheme that we got handed to us was very messy, and the very first thing that I noticed was the looking axis was so hypersensitive. So the very first thing that I did before actually playing the game is I had to go straight into the options and turn the sensitivity down, because with the mouse is a lot easier to look around, and the joystick, one tap and I was spinning in 360 motions, one tap up and I was looking at the ceiling. It was really sensitive. So turn that bad boy down and you'll be able to manage a lot better throughout the game without having it be all janky. The second thing that we found is that they didn't change any of the prompts. It was all still PC based. So whenever you drag an item, whenever you try to pick something up, it's trying to get your little hand to pick things up is so fucking frustrating a lot of the time. So you will end up not picking things up properly, or opening and closing things when you didn't mean to. It's very, very, very finicky, and they didn't redesign the user interface in any way to be a console variant of the game. It is still very much a PC game. And I think if they put a bit of timing into this, if they actually put a lot, I don't know, because I don't develop games myself, so I don't know the amount of work that would have to go into redesigning the user interface to use the Xbox or the PlayStation controller layouts to put them into the game instead. So let's say you need to do something, you can use the left trigger, the right trigger, either the buttons or the bumpers, or rotating the analog, because it was very, very, very difficult. We did 2 full streams on this game, so over 8 hours were put into the game itself, and we achieved a good portion of the endings. It was just the beginning section of trying to adjust to the PC port was a fucking headache, and you will have difficulty. You will have difficulty trying to adjust to everything that you're trying to do, but after a while it will get easier. You will become faster at doing your job, and I still wish they would remap things. I do, but that's just because I want it to be fun and easy and not frustrating and annoying. But that's just my take on it. That's all just my take. We found a lot of bugs in the game, and we broke the game quite a few times. Now, the game has already been out for a few weeks, and I honest to God, when I watched a lot of the PC players, I never really saw them complain about any bugs or any glitches or any issues with the game itself. We completely broke the game at one point, and we had to completely shut it down and reboot the game. We even had to back out to the main menu and reload into our save state to basically continue it throughout the game because we broke it. And it was funny. It was very funny. But things like that shouldn't be the case, you know. We tried to actually create another break in the game, but we weren't able to achieve it. And I was hoping to try and glitch through the wall, and no. I tried really, really hard, but no. So there's a lot of game breaking bugs that need polishing in the game itself. If you're holding the direction of any of the analogs when you examine something, the camera keeps panning while you're looking at said item. So you need to make sure that if you're going to pick something up, don't touch the analog sticks, or your camera shoots off a million miles an hour. It's ridiculous. So they need to polish this game up a lot more. They need to spend some time going through the code, going through the mapping, and just making sure that these bugs are ironed out, because they're annoying. More than anything else, they're annoying because you're trying to enjoy the experience of the game and you're having the game fight you back. And that's just my honest to God take of it. If they were able to redesign the user interface, or even just smooth the game out and get rid of all the bugs that we encountered. We had textures disappearing and reloading in. The draw distance was around about 10 to 15 footsteps because the outside of the back door would disappear, and as we got closer the background loaded in, and you could see it load in and then load out, load in, load out, and that should never be the fucking case. I'm sorry, but that's really, really, really bad design. And that happened in more than one area as well. The draw distance just must be absolute dog shit. And it's not an open world game. It's not an open world experience, for crying out loud. There shouldn't be problems like this in a PC, a PC game, let alone a PC port onto a console. And we were playing off the Xbox Series X, so we've got the best console that we can to play this game on the Xbox. But still, it needs more and more polishing. So overall, that's just my take. Is the Mortuary Assistant worth grabbing on console? In my opinion, I think the price is right. It's around £16, which is fairly good. You can easily get at least 2 to 3 days of time into the game. If you're aiming for all the endings, you're going to be visiting a lot of the scenes over and over and over and over and over again. And unfortunately, there is just no way of skipping. We even tried to skip the fucking credits and it was bugged. So we were trying our hardest. We really were. I would say with the bugs polished out, yes, the game is worth giving a go at the price that it's at right now. If they could ever remap the user interface, which I don't think they'll ever do, that would be even a bigger reason to jump onto the game itself. But again, I need to make it very, very, very clear. You are dealing with corpses, drug abuse, loss, family loss, demons, and exorcisms. So it's a massive handful of different things all crammed into one. But I think the biggest thing is the fact that you're dealing with bodies, and you're the mortuary assistant. You're cutting into them, you're doing your thing, and all the juices and all the noises, and just oh my god. If you're squeamish, you might not want to play the game. If you're squeamish and you don't like demons and you have jump scare problems and stuff like that, then you avoid the game at all costs. But I hope this video sheds a tiny bit of light on the actual game itself as a console port. And again, this review couldn't have been done with the massive help of Trilab. So thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. But again, I hope this video has given you some insight into the Xbox port. And if you do play it, I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments down below in the YouTube video if you got the console port, whether it be on Xbox, PlayStation, or whatever you were able to get it on, or if you are a PC player itself and you notice bugs or problems with the PC version of the game, flood the comments down below and I'll chime in as well. But other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, stay well. Appreciate you guys as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.